Hey guys, welcome back to another Blender tutorial. Today we're going to be going over a really easy way to create super abstract materials with just an image and a few simple nodes. So this is going to be really fun. We're going to be able to experiment and basically get whatever we want out of this. It's just going to be a really good time. So let me go ahead and minimize my face here so you don't have to look at that. And we're going to be in Blender, what am I in, 3.2 here. So I don't even know if that's the latest version, but it's all good. This should work in most versions. I'm going to start out by deleting this light and saving my document to the desktop as abstract. Alright, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to snap to my camera and I'm going to go right over to my shading tab, go into the rendered view, switch over to cycles, GPU, and I'm going to go to my world settings and I'm going to give myself an environment texture, and it doesn't really matter what you choose. I'm just going to choose this indoor scene here. That's perfect. I'm going to delete the cube, sorry Mr. Cube, and I'm going to add in a round cube with a radius of 1, and for the arc I'm just going to do like 10. And I'm going to go ahead and shade that smooth, save, click on my camera, and I'm just going to center all these dimensions here, 7, -7, 5, and then 45-degree angle. And then I'm just going to change these to 1920 by 1920 so we have nice square dimensions. Perspective is fine. We're going to go with an 85mm lens. And that's looking pretty good and centered. So now we can kind of start messing around with our material. I'm going to do a 100mm lens just for the purposes of the tutorial. So with our object selected, guys, this is what we want to do. We want to kind of drag this up here so we have more room on our shader. I'm going to zoom out so we can see what we're doing. I'm going to click on New to create a new shader. And what that'll give you is these two nodes, your material output and your principled BSDF. Now, what we want to do is we want to add in a texture coordinate node, and we want to add in a mapping node. And I'm going to click on the generated and drag that over to the vector. And then I'm going to add in an image texture node. Make some more room here by zooming out. Also, what's really great about these nodes, guys, for those of you who don't know, if you highlight and click on these, you can press G to move them around, and you can actually press S to scale them in and out as well. So that's just a nice little shortcut. Works the same way as it does in 3D. I'm going to click on my vector, drag that here, and then I'm going to click on my color and drag that to the base color. And as you're going to see, everything's going to turn pink, and that is because we don't have our image selected yet. So let me go ahead and open up a random image from my computer here. Let me go back to my miscellaneous file, and then these are just all my random images that I have. So I'm just going to click on something that I think looks really cool already by itself. This one looks pretty cool. So already we have a really cool shader, but I'm going to show you guys how to take this to the next level. So if you already like that, that's fine, but I'm going to show you how to really start tweaking this here. So as you can see, we have our image, and it's in between this color and the base color that we want to start adding stuff in. So I'm going to add in a, let's see, what was it? What did I use last time? I think it was a magic texture. So you want to click on that. Oops, sorry, not magic. Maybe it was noise. Let's see, what did I use last time? Sorry, guys. I think it was a noise texture. Oh, I'm sorry. You want to put that, you want to put that right here. My fault. So you want to put the noise texture in between your mapping and your image. And already, guys, if you zoom in here, look how cool that already looks without doing barely anything. And then what's great is you can actually go in here and you can adjust the scale however you want. So let's say you just want it to be scaled to 1. That would look like that, and then you can scale it all the way up for some really cool, some cool effects here. Now, I want to show you guys just what would happen if we just swap this out with another image. For example, an image that basically wouldn't look like a texture already, so this one's just a landscape image. But as you can see, you can get some really cool effects with pretty much any image you choose. And you don't have to stick to the noise texture. You can pretty much use anything. Here, let's use something a little bit more interesting. Alright, this city skyline looks pretty cool. Already, this is looking really interesting. And like I said, as long as you distort it enough, you're not really going to be able to tell what it is. I think this is just so cool. And I've been using this technique for a few different things in my projects, and I think it looks awesome. Now, what's really nice, too, is you can actually go over here and adjust your roughness of your shape as well. So if you want it to be very rough, you bring the roughness all the way up. And if you want it to be sort of metallic, you bring that roughness all the way down. And now we almost have this bowling ball styled material here. It's actually really interesting how quickly you can create these cool materials. Just a super awesome technique that I wanted to share with you guys. Let's try a few other images out. And I'll show you guys a few examples of other textures as well. This one's perfect right here because this one's already very abstract. So like, I think I actually used this one for the plasma shader, so it's a very similar technique, although I don't think I was using noise texture, I was using like Musgrave. But also guys, I wanted to mention, you can actually animate this. So see how when I move this back and forth, how interesting this looks? You can actually animate and keyframe all of these different things right here. Or what you could do, if you don't want to mess with the actual noise texture node, you could actually just mess around with the mapping. So you could adjust your location like this and animate that. You could adjust your rotation, which is pretty simple. That one doesn't look as cool. But as you mess around with these, you can actually combine different keyframes to get super, super cool effects, guys, very, very easily. So I just wanted to show you that because I just thought this was so unique, such a unique way to do this. A lot of people will probably hate because it's an image node, but think whatever you want. I just want to show you a really cool technique to actually quickly make a shader, quote unquote, with minimal effort. Let's try another one. Let's try something a little bit more simple like this. Like this one just has a few lines in it. Let's just see what this looks like. And it still looks really, really cool. Yeah, and like I said, you guys can adjust the scale. See how when I adjust this scale, how it completely changes the texture here? Now this is just a noise texture. If you wanted to try the magic texture, which is what I was using earlier, see what that looks like. Uh-oh, it's gonna freeze my computer here. Alright, I'm gonna actually just plug the magic texture in. Like that. There we go. So this would be the example of what this magic texture would look like. Still pretty cool. I think I like the noise texture better, but you see how cool you can get these effects to look? Just so simply with just a few nodes. I mean, this is literally 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 nodes. Yeah, 6 nodes, and you don't really have to count the material output anyway, so I just think this looks awesome. I'm going to go ahead and delete that, bring our noise texture back. Guys, I love this, and I think you could even add in, what is it, hue and saturation. I'm pretty sure you can adjust the hue and saturation of this image. Yep, you can. So you just add the hue and saturation node in between your color and your base color for your principal BSDF, and now you can easily adjust your images look as well. And if you really wanted to, even though I'm not going to go into this right now, is you could actually create a group input, so you can actually basically customize this to your liking. Let's try a few different images out. Let's go ahead and try. This one's going to be wild, but yeah, we'll try this one. This one's crazy. Probably have to scale that down a bunch since it already has so many lines in it, but isn't that cool, guys? How you can just basically do anything you want with these images. Now, you're probably wondering, Kenny, where am I going to get all these images from? I will show you so that you guys don't have to worry about copyright claims. I'm going to go to unsplash.com, and this is the website you want to use. So you can type in abstract line work. Okay. And just go ahead and wait for that to load. And now you could take any image here. I'll just show you just for example so that you guys know this is legit. So all these images you can use for whatever you like. There's no rules. Trying to see one. I actually really like this one right here. Let's go ahead and download this. And let's go back to Blender and let's choose that image. Alright, there it is right there. And just like that, we have a super cool texture. It actually kind of does look like a bowling ball in a weird way. I keep thinking of it like that because it's so glossy. But I actually think this looks really cool. And again, we can adjust our scale to our liking. Right now, like this would be a scale of 0, so you're not going to really see anything. And then if you hold shift and slowly bring that forward, see how we can create these really, really cool shaders just with an image? Like I've been doing this for a while now. I don't know why more people don't use this technique, but I think it's so easy. A lot of people like to have things be procedural, only node generated, which is totally fine if you want that, but I think this is just as cool, if not cooler, than a node-based generated shader, however you want to call that. And if you really, really wanted to take it to the next level, you could actually go into Photoshop, create your own image, and then you could import that into Blender if you really want to create it from scratch. And you can tweak it all you like until you get the result you're looking for. For example, when you guys saw that lava shader that I put out, I want to say that was this right, I think it was this image right here. So this was the image of the lava, and then I just tweaked the noise texture until I found something I liked, and I actually think that looks really cool. Like I might make this the thumbnail for the actual video. So, what do you guys think? Pretty cool. I think it's awesome. Let me go ahead and stop the video, guys, because I'm going to go back to the live stream, start my next tutorial. But I hope you guys enjoyed this one. Please consider subscribing to the channel. Drop a comment down below. Let me know if you'd use this technique in one of your Blender projects. I just think it's super useful, super quick to implement into your project, and there's literally infinite possibilities. You don't have to put a bunch of nodes in. You can get incredible results with just these 6 nodes. So guys, take it easy, and I will see you in the next tutorial.